What's up, guys? It is Coop Dizzle here, and welcome back for episode 19 on StreamCraft. It is another beautiful day on the StreamCraft server, and we've got a really cool project for today's episode. I'm really excited to get started on it. So let's go ahead and just real quick, holy cow, okay, just talk about what we're going to do. You can kind of see it right there just outside of my 10 chunk render distance, but if I kind of move this way a little bit, look off to the right, and you'll see that we're working on some sort of floating object. So that's right, guys, I've been talking about doing this in previous episodes. Today we're going to be building one of our floating islands, but it's going to be a functional build as well because it's going to be a mob farm. So it'll be an AFK mob farm where I can just hang out on top of the island and let mobs kind of spawn in there and then drop all the way down. So we're going to talk about the mob farm more in a minute, but first I wanted to talk about a couple of things and give you an update on the gherkin and some of that stuff. So let me see. The first thing I kind of wanted to chat about was the channel. The channel has been growing, and it's been really cool to see that happening. So it's kind of made everything a lot more fun, I guess. So I don't know. It's not like huge channel growth, but we've had, I think, like 6 new subscribers in the last 30 days, which is a lot for my size of channel. So I just wanted to take a second and say thanks to the new subscribers and thanks to all the subscribers, because you guys have been helping me out by sharing videos and stuff like that, and I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and kind of makes doing the videos a lot more fun, so I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. And also, not too long ago, I recently made it onto the official Let's Play list on the Minecraft forums, which is kind of silly. It's kind of a silly little goal, but I remember when I first started posting videos, I thought, yeah, I want to get on that list just because. So that's pretty cool too. So anyway, all that stuff's going good, guys, and I just wanted to say thanks. But right now, what I'd like to do is kind of give you guys an update on how the villager trading stuff is going. So I have one of each villager at least, and I haven't been trading with all of them, but I have to say, at first I was really excited about the changes that they made to villagers in 1.7 something. It wasn't 1.8, but it was one of the late 1.7 snapshots. Do I have anything in here? Not too much. But anyway, I'm kind of disappointed because although they added more careers and things, they actually took a lot of trades away that used to exist. So, for example, let's go find one of our blacksmiths over here. Let's see, toolsmith? No, I think this is the armor smith. Yeah. So he only has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. Whereas before, if you had a blacksmith, you could trade for virtually any type of armor, including all the diamond armor. But now they only have a chestplate trade. Now I'm not too bothered by the enchantments on here because I can combine this with a better chestplate, or I can enchant it with books or whatever. There's a way, I found a way that I can use this to repair my current armor, which is pretty cool. And so anyway, so I'm not too bothered by that, but yeah, it means that I am going to have to use my own diamonds for things like my helmet, my pants, my boots, and also shovels is basically what it amounts to. Like if we go to the toolsmith, you will see that we do have, let's see, we have a diamond pick, and oh, okay, I guess he's the pick. Is this guy the weaponsmith? Okay, he has the axe and swords. So we can get all that stuff, and we can use books to kind of make whatever enchantments we want. We can use worn out diamond gear to repair good diamond gear. That's strange. How did these potatoes get in here? I'm just gonna leave them. But anyway, but overall, just the fact that we can't get boots and pants and helmets is really disappointing to me. So yeah, it's not as cool as what I expected, and also because I didn't research that first, as you can see I have a ton of diamond picks and axes, which is nice, but since I didn't research that enough, I spent so many emeralds on these chain chest plates, thinking, well, hoping that I could unlock other diamond armor trades. So I'm obviously not going to do that anymore, but I am going to keep getting diamond chest plates, and then I'm pretty much going to be done. Like, that's the whole thing. I mean, I'm going to see what kinds of books I can get and things like that. I'll farm this for emerald blocks and things, but that was the real big thing I wanted to do, was basically have disposable diamond gear. And so I can kind of do that, except for the armor pieces that I just said. So but anyway, other than that, I wonder how much this stuff has now. Probably not a whole lot. Yeah, not a whole lot, because I have been doing a lot of trading. Well, these are already filling up quite fast. But anyway, guys, so that's an update on the gherkin. Let's see, I think I'm gonna get some more ender pearls. I can actually wait on that a minute. But if we go over here, here's the big project for today's episode, is this bad boy over here. So when we do an iron farm, that'll be a floating island that'll go way over there. And at least one other one for sure that we're doing is this mob farm. Now the mob farm has to be pretty high up, because I was looking at all of the different mob design ideas that are out there, and there are some really, really cool ones. But I think I'm going to have to go with more of an old school mob farm design, just because of the fact that I want to hide it in this floating island. I really don't want anything in my base area that kind of sticks out or just doesn't look like it's part of the environment, I guess you could say. And as you know, most mob farms look pretty ugly. Even if you dress them up with nice blocks, they're just giant structures, you know, that they just don't really look nice. And so I want to fit mine inside of an island, and I don't want a gigantic opening at the bottom of the island. So we are going to have a smaller opening. It's going to be about this size, 3 by 3, and that's going to be what the mobs fall out of. But the rest of it will be dressed up really well. And so eventually what I'll do is I'll have another portal up here that I can walk through, and a little hut that I can AFK in, and this will put us far enough off the ground that we are preventing mobs from spawning on the ground or in any of the caves below. And that will actually, even with a smaller mob farm, that will actually get us some really good rates. So good enough for me anyway. I don't need, you know, thousands of items per hour, but I do want to be able to AFK and collect a decent amount of mob drops, especially like bones, for some, I don't know, I need to get some tree farms up and running so we can finish the pathway and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, this was just me playing with the shape, and I'm probably going to end up tearing a lot of this stuff down, so I can go ahead and make the mob farm. But also I'm thinking of possibly doing an extended bit over here, just to give the island a bit more shape, maybe bringing it out. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet, but this is just a little plain. It's not bad, but it's a little bit plain. So but anyway, I'll probably end up tearing all that stuff down. I just kind of wanted to show this to you so you could see kind of my thought process. I kind of built this shape and then went and looked at it from inside the city, so I could kind of see, you know, perspective wise, how it looked from down there, and, you know, is it too high off the ground, or, you know, is it big enough to be visible, to be noticeable? And this is probably my third attempt at a shape here, so I think this general idea will work. I think I'd like to do another bit where it kind of dips down again, and maybe a little bit more, but we're going to get to all that stuff later. The first thing is we've actually got to build the mob spawner. Oh, and then one other thing before we get to that, when they fall down, of course they'll fall down all the way. Here, let me do this real quick just because it's fun. Oh, I love it. I love slime blocks so much. They're so much fun. So anyway, I'm going to get back up there because my bed's up there. But anyway, down here what we'll end up doing is I'm actually going to take a lot of this area down and kind of taper it in. I'm going to kind of make it look like the island sort of was pulled up from this hill. And so, yeah, whatever size that island turns out to be, we're going to kind of do a little encaved area, or concave area perhaps, on the ground here. And then somewhere along here, kind of close to our path, or we'll probably connect it to our path, we'll lead up to a little building that goes into the mountain where you can go and collect all of the sorted mob drops and stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head up here and sleep real quick, grab a whole bunch of materials, and we're gonna do a bit of a time lapse of me building this mob farm. Again, it's just gonna be kind of an older mob farm design, so nothing real special to talk about, but you can kind of see it in action anyway. So hope you enjoy it, guys, and we'll see you in just a minute once that's completed. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that montage. I think it turned out pretty cool. And yeah, I've got a lot of progress done since the end of that montage as well. So what you're basically seeing here is a few different things. For one, I went ahead and built up this switch so I can turn the lights on and off. Can't do that while I'm crouching. Can't really see in there, but the lights will be off right now. And if we go on the inside, hopefully no mobs spawn just then. Careful, careful. Yeah, we're good. But anyway, so it's not the biggest mob farm, but again, I really don't need it to be huge. The only thing that I'm worried about... Oh, let me see. I better make myself a little way to... Come on. You place it. Place the block. Can I not do that while I'm shifting, or... Oh, because of the ladder. Right, right. It looks like I missed a few packed ice blocks as well, which is unfortunate. But anyway, the only thing I'm worried about with how I laid this out is that the water sources here, they kind of do something that I'm not a fan of. So like if we go here, this is kind of the stopping point for the mob, which means we're going to have to wait for them to kind of walk into this one. But hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. I don't want to... Well, I guess I could fall down here actually. Actually, I don't want to show you this just yet. Let me get back up here real quick. And... Oh, come on. Jeez, there we go. Those ladders are kind of a pain in the butt. So anyway, I also extended out this whole area, as you can see, and basically I kind of did like a circle on that was centered on the mob farm, and then I went through. I decided I didn't really like how that was going to turn out, so I wanted to add sort of an extension to the island over here. And so I just made kind of a different, a slightly more derpy circle, I guess you could say. Not perfect, but just kind of a roundish shape. And then kind of bridged them together over here like this. So this is where the two circles were. This is where they met. That didn't look so good, so I went ahead and just kind of extended that out a bit. Not so much over there. I kind of left it as is. And then to help me out with the underneath part of this, which is going to be really hard, I went ahead and just outlined this in stone so I could kind of use those as markers underneath. I did a little bit of landscaping up here. I just added another layer, kind of tried to do it a little bit randomized, and then put in a nether portal. And if we go through this nether portal real quick, you'll see that we pop out kind of where you might expect, across from... Sorry about that, I got a pop-up on my computer. But we kind of pop out across from the main portal entrance to our base. So this will be, eventually, this area we're going to make like a nether hub for our base. And so eventually we'll have portals that'll let us quick travel to all kinds of places around the base. Just because I think that'll be cool, and we'll have multiple elevations and things like that to deal with as well. So I think that'll be helpful. But anyway... So, more landscaping to be done on here, because one thing that I realized that I didn't quite think about is that you want to be at least 24 blocks away from where your mobs are spawning. And so I'm going to do a little more landscaping here, add a little bit of a hill on this side, I think, and then build a little bit of a tower, like a small tower or post or something like that here. And then of course we're going to go through and make this look like the custom forest, because that's the biome that we're in. So we'll add the custom trees and the bushes and all the flowers and things and make it really, really pretty. So eventually this will be a really cool little area to come and visit, you know, and we'll have like a little cleared out area over here where you can come and kind of see the base and stuff like that. But anyway, real quick, we've got so much left to do on this project. The more that I work on it, the more I realize that there's still stuff to be done. So as usual, I underestimate the scope of the projects that I'm working on. So I built a lot of scaffolding under here to kind of help me out, and a lot of these lines that extend out a ways are just so I can kind of like hop out here, for example. Oh, I better be careful there. Vertigo, anyone? But anyway, it's just so I can get kind of a view or a vantage point from different angles, and I can kind of see how our custom island is shaping up. Guys, I've never done anything like this before. In my single player series, I did build a flying saucer around a mob farm, and that turned out pretty cool, but I've definitely never tried to do anything this natural looking. So it is going to be a challenge for sure, and this was kind of the best plan I could come up with to help myself out. Now earlier I did show you I was experimenting with a shape. I had to tear that down completely, and I don't know, because it was a little bit bigger than what I anticipated. So I think I'm pretty happy with how this is shaping up here. And yeah, you can see there's kind of a little archway built into it as well, so it'll just give a little bit of variety. This circle over here is substantially smaller, and so yeah, I don't know, I think it's going to be cool. And then you can kind of imagine once this starts getting filled in, it's going to kind of curve in a little bit and then curve back out, and kind of arch up to that little extended area. So I think it'll turn out pretty nice. It's hard to do random terrain generation kinds of shapes, and it's not something I've mastered by any means. So on the one hand, this is going to be kind of symmetrical, but on the other hand, I have to do something to put some variance in here. Now this area right here is going to be the 3x3 opening where mobs are going to be dropping out of. And so the next thing I have to do is, come on. Actually, I might as well just grab some stone. So this is kind of what I'm going to be doing. The first thing is we have to fill in this bad boy. And actually, to kind of help out the shape a little bit, I'll just leave that open on the corners. Like that. No, come on. So basically the next thing I have to do, is I have to fill all of this stuff in. And I could go through and get like circle generators and calculate all that stuff, but I think I'm going to skip that. And I think I'm just going to try and do it on my own by sort of eyeballing it. Like this part's pretty easy, obviously, because it's the smallest circle that you can make in Minecraft. But then once we get up here, then I kind of have to do some thinking about it, you know, like maybe I have to do something like that. Let's see, I don't know, the beginning circles are pretty easy, to be perfectly honest, but let me see, let's do that, and then we actually want this to extend out from here. Wait a minute. Yeah, it should be 3, 1, 3, 1, and 3. So that would be 3, that would be 1, and that would be 3, which means that I've done this a little bit incorrectly, I think. Nope, that's gonna be right. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this part just because it's the tunnel. So I think I was debating whether or not to do another montage for this, because on the one hand it would probably make a cool montage, but on the other hand that would be 2 in 1 episode, and I don't know if you can have too many montages or not. So okay, I'm missing this block right here. Alright, so let's jump down here and make sure I did that correctly. So for the most part I'm going to try to avoid little lines like this, but yeah, I think actually that's already turning out pretty good. Alright guys, I think I'm just going to do like a third-person time-lapse. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So I hope that you enjoy time-lapse number 2 or montage number 2, and I will see you when this bad boy is all filled in. My goodness, guys, look at how that turned out. That is totally awesome. Man, I love it. I've got a huge smile on my face right now. I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit deeper or something, but I am pretty tired. It's pretty late here. The only problem here is that these vines, the ones that are growing below this line of dirt, they should not be growing that low. And I thought that I had all of them covered. Yeah, like see, oh, there's a piece of string missing. By the way, did you know that string can just float in the air unsupported like that? I learned that. It's like this one. Well, actually, this one's attached. It runs all the way across, but like this one over here, you just saw it, right? This isn't attached to the island or anything else. It's just out here by itself. But I guess that's one over. So anyway, I've got a little more work to do, I guess. I thought I had all those vines covered, but it looks like quite a few of them are growing too long, and I'm going to have to fix that. Otherwise, they'll grow all the way down to the ground. So anyway, real quick, let's get back up to the top here. There was string here. I know there was. Oh well, I'll just do this. Okay, here's my entrance back up. So I want to kind of show you guys the finished product up here real quick, and then we have got a couple more jobs to do. Hopefully we get them before we run out of time on this episode. But if we turn around here, check it out, guys. This thing turned out so awesome. I love it. I feel like we're in the dark forest down on the surface, but obviously we're not. So I just tried to add as much detail as possible. I got the pathway put in. You know, there's like a little pile of rocks over there. We've got our nether warts hanging out. I replaced all the torches, and I'm out of the lime wool carpet, so I had to use regular green carpet. Doesn't look as good, but it'll have to do for now. And yeah, we've got this little pond area back here. So it's not much, but that's the waterfall. My trackpad stopped working there for just a second. But anyway, we still have a couple of things to do. So the first one is we've got to build ourselves up an AFK tower. And basically that's to make sure we get more than 24 blocks away from where our mobs are going to spawn. Otherwise, they won't. We'll be too close. So the interior won't be much. It's literally just going to be a staircase. And I spent a lot of time on creative mode working out how to design this thing, and I'm going for like a fantasy tower. It's totally unlike anything that I've ever built, but I studied a few guys for inspiration, and I think you guys are going to like what I came up with. So we're running kind of short on time. I could do this in a separate episode, but nah, I really want to get this thing off the ground ASAP. So I'm going to go ahead and just build this thing up, guys, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, so the sun's coming up through the trees over there, and check it out, guys. Bam! Look at that tower. I told you guys, this is unlike anything I've ever made, and it's kind of in the style of what BOO uses a lot. I've never done anything like this before, so it took me about an hour and a half in creative mode, and that was to just kind of get my head around the front and also one of the sides. It was about all I got done in it, but check this out. Oh my gosh, the frame rate dropped again. I think what does that happens to me in the forest too, and I think it's just all the little details once I add in all the plant life and all the vines and stuff. But I just want to get a little bit of a better look of this thing. So real quick, let's see. Yep, so you can kind of see I've got a couple of emerald blocks in there. That's what the green is, and I went ahead and used the green stained glass as well. Just regular green, so that way it has a little bit of extra color to it. With the wooden fence posts, I went ahead and went for the old oak, and again that kind of matches the trap doors, which we have in a few places here. So yeah, just to mix in a few colors and break up the stone a bit. It's dark oak wood is the type of wood that we used, so both the planks and the logs. We got some flower pots along the side, we've got buttons in the sideways facing logs. And the roof is really nothing special. I'd even kind of like to make that a lot steeper. But guys, I've spent so much time on this episode. It is just insane. And but that's cool because I think this is going to end up being a really awesome episode. I'm really proud of the work that we've done here today. And unfortunately, I really wanted to get this mob farm 100% done and off the ground. But we still have to do the storage system, which will be down below on the ground level. So I don't think we're going to be able to get to that, guys. Not today, anyway. So let me go ahead and knock out. Well, yeah, I guess that'll be fine. Let me see. Yeah, redstone doesn't, the light won't pass through. And I don't think that's going to cut anything off. That should still be all good. So, other than the collection system, the mob farm is done. So, real quick, I'll just go in here. Now, there's nothing at all special about the inside of this place. It's just a spiral staircase going up, which I really don't like these. They're really annoying to kind of walk up and down, but here we go. We're walking up, and there's really nothing in this room other than a bed. That way, if I am in here and I happen to check and there are other players and they need to skip today or something, and you could always relog, but that way I can just sleep in a bed, so that's no big deal. And then this block right here just marks out that this is the exact block where I need to either stand here or back, but at least here, and that will put me far enough away that mobs can spawn. So actually what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to turn this thing on. I'm going to activate the mob farm and then hop on my camera account and see if this thing will indeed work. So let's check it out. Alright guys, well, we are underneath the island right now. In fact, if I zoom out just a little bit, you can kind of see it in all of its majesty. This is from the back side of it. But anyway, and I kind of like how that tower is sticking out now, so that's a cool addition. But yeah, as you can see there at the bottom, mobs are definitely spawning and falling, and all of that is going good and according to plan. And yep, see you later, man. So all that stuff's going pretty good, and we can make a collection system in the next episode. Now there is a couple of problems which I'm going to be fixing in between episodes. The first one is, let's see, yeah, you can see it right over here. So as I predicted, these guys are getting stuck on these areas right here where I have signs holding the water back. That's no good. So what I'm going to do in between episodes is I'm going to basically punch out a hole here and use a couple of water sources and just push them back, and basically set it up so that I don't need signs to hold the water back, or in other words, I don't need signs to prevent the water from merging. So that's what you can't have, is you can't have these water flows merging. Hello, holy cow, look at all these mobs. So once I do that, I think the rates will improve substantially. There is one other major problem though, which is right up here. This was a major oversight on my part. So I guess I thought because I had the redstone lamps here that everything was going to be cool, and these guys, I wouldn't have to worry about it. But of course, like an idiot, I forgot to account for what happens when the redstone lamps turn off. This should be a really easy fix. All it's going to take is some torches and we're going to be good to go. So anyway guys, it is definitely working, and if I had a collection system, I would be collecting absolutely tons of mob drops right now, so plenty for my needs. So I'm definitely glad that we did this. Alright guys, well, that's going to do it for us today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I definitely put a lot of time into this one. It was like a 20+ hour project, so, but I hope you can tell, because I think that turned out pretty awesome. That is definitely a cool addition to our part of the world over there. So anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. It'll definitely mean a lot and will definitely be appreciated. And also I noticed the last episode on the Gherkin Tower, which is right to your left, anyway, didn't get as many views as most of the videos get on this series, so if you missed that episode, please go check it out. That was definitely an awesome project, and last episode was the end of a 3-episode project, and that farm is a beast, guys. Please go check it out. And if you're new to the series, please subscribe so you can follow along as we continue to work on this epic base. Anyway guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had fun, and I hope you did too. May you be happy, may you be well. Until next time, take care. I'll see you later.